working on this? Oh, it's probably because I plugged it into the wrong hole. Won't be the first time. Say less. Anyway, before this goes straight into the gutter, which is what usually happens when conversations happen with me. October Red Boxing here with no other than Mark Tibbs. I'm not going to talk about favourite trainers, but I'm going to say I'm absolutely honoured to be stood here while you're sat there speaking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
We can talk about obviously Harvey Horn, who you're here with.
Yeah.
Has got his match at the SSE Arena, coming nicely on weight, ready to go. What an eager fighter.
Yeah, he's a lovely boxer, beautiful boxer. His confidence has got a little bit better. It should be a lot better, but we're on the right path. Get this fight out of the way, and what's his name? Wasserman have got another 2 fights lined up for him, so that means momentum, and that means hunger and drive for Harvey, and the scene looks good, as in the British title fight, even the world title fight. So it all looks good. It's all looking good, yeah.
Because if he's relatively young, is he 8 in? How many bouts has he had? Sorry.
He's I think he's only 7 in.
Right. Okay. Sorry, this is bout number 8 for him.
Yeah.
And we're already saying, you know, we're going to be looking at.
Well, it's because of the light weights, you know, the
it's
fight,
easier to get there.
It's easier to get there, yeah. So always it's been like, yeah.
So how did he come to your attention to be in your camp? Because he wasn't there before, was he?
He's been there for, it feels like a bloody lifetime, Harvey, honestly. But some guy from up north contacted me, can't think of his name now, lovely fella, 3 or 4 years ago, and he was an agent, boxing agent, and he asked me would I have a look at him, and to be fair, I was a little bit busy at the time, but because of his pedigree, stood out for me. You know what I'm saying? And got him in, lovely character. I live on the edge of East London, Essex. He lives in Chigwell, so we kind of knew the sort of same people, local. And I trained in the Peacock Gym at the time, so that was my base. And I was backwards and forwards to Loughborough University with Dillian White also. So, but yeah, and I've been working with Harvey ever since. He got a contract with Queensberry Promotions, and then it ran its course, and now he's with Wasserman. It's worked out really well now, because when I was away in Dallas recently with Billy Joe and training camp before that in Spain, I had a period of time where he weren't around me, Harvey, but he come out to see me in Fuerteventura. But since he's got this fight news, he's totally changed. He's as I say, he's more hungry and more, you know, he's can't wait to get back fighting again. And I felt the maturity in him. He's got a little bit stronger. I noticed he got a little bit heavier. I always used to like Harvey. He used to walk around at 8 stone, and that's what he fought at. But I used to beg him and drill it into him to weigh at least 8'6" for sparring. Why we were sparring? Because you know, sparring's taxing, and if you've got that bit of meat on you, that's your fuel. Do you get me? So when I come back from Dallas and I heard about this fight's coming up, I said, listen, get on the scale. He was 8 stone 11, and he was worried, but I loved it. I loved it, because now I've got a bit of meat on him. I can work him, get him fit, and I ain't gonna, you know what I mean, ain't gonna boil him down too quick. So yeah, no, that's a sign of maturity as well. So that was a good sign for me. And he was a bit stronger, punching a little bit harder, although I still encourage him to box and outfox him. You know what I mean? And the KOs have come in time.
You mentioned his pedigree, because like I said, you know, trainers can be not fussy, but particular about who they choose to have in their camp. So when you say his pedigree, what is it about Harvey that stood out to you for you to say, you know what, all right then, come with us?
Well, it was when this agent explained his pedigree to me. It was European Championship, World Championship, European Amateur Championship, ABA Champion, WSB, all this WSB, this amateur stuff, which I'm not too up to date with it all. But I knew it was a very highly decorated career. And I made a couple of phone calls, and yeah, he had a good a lot of people spoke highly of him. What a super boxer he was. Yeah.
And how have you helped, I don't know, to develop his style? Because I think you've got a certain type of style that I do admire.
Yeah.
So how have you helped, has the Tibbs style helped with Harvey, and what can we expect to see from him tomorrow?
Well, with Harvey, he's got a really unique style that probably my stamp is not thoroughly on him just yet. Because what he has to do in his weight category is and with his power he's got, as in like he's not a one-punch knockout artist. So that in and out, and he gets round in the pocket, in and out in that feet, like Manny Pacquiao, that sort of stuff. So that's something. You know, I haven't got one particular style, although you might think I have. But I like to, like for instance, we're talking about Harvey now. For instance, he likes to fight short in punches.
Okay.
Right, but it's not very wise for him right now because he's not strong enough, or I don't mean say strong enough, but he ain't a one-punch knockout artist. So why be in that pocket when you've got beautiful feet, long rangy, sharp shooting punches? Yeah. So use your range. But anyway, so that's how I train Harvey or coach Harvey. I encourage him to do what's best for him. Although he likes to do what he thinks is best for him, you're gonna get mauled and you're gonna throw your game. Therefore, you know, it's gonna be an untidy bout, if you know what I'm saying. So I want a clean entry and a clean exit.
Yeah.
Clean in, clean out. Yeah, because you're capable when he's able. And keep your eyes on the target, because you know his eyes used to wander, and therefore he gets lazy. Keep your eyes on the target. These missiles will never miss. I guarantee you. And you'll see what's coming. You can slip stuff. You know what I'm saying? But so little things like that. That's where I have to be strong with Harvey when coaching him. But when I say it, I don't normally have to say it more than twice or once even. That's what a good athlete is.
Oh, he's receptive then?
Very, very receptive and very responsive also. So yeah, that's how I coach and train Harvey and most of my fighters. But yeah, if they've got a lazy nature about them, and I'm honest with them, if they've got a brilliant nature about them in some element, then I encourage it, and then I don't have to encourage it, if you know what I'm saying. I try and smooth them out, polish them up, and refine them.
So when you look at a fighter then, like you said, you work to their advantages. How do you look at a fighter and say what their advantage is to polish that up, to get that ready for a good style for them? So
he's on the inside. If you're going to be on the inside, says to Harvey, if you want to lock horns, you get off first. Do you know what I'm saying about that?
Yeah.
You get your punches off first.
Yeah.
And then you get out. Don't just hang about. What are you hanging about for? There's nothing happening. He's going to get confident, start mauling you about. So so if you get in on the inside with anyone, you get off first and then you get away. You get off and get off. So that's how I coach Harvey. So what I'm saying is he ain't just a long distance puncher.
Right.
He can fight on the inside, but he can be lazy.
Right.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. And,
okay.
I don't know what your other question was.
No, that's fine. It was just looking at how you've helped develop his style, or helped him get better at what he already does.
Gotcha.
That was it.
Well, I try and take out the negative stuff from him, and yeah.
Having that experienced eye. But we're gonna touch on the stable that you've got now, because you're an experienced trainer. You've trained heavyweight, cruiserweight. You know, we've just seen you with Richard Riakporhe. Johnny Fisher. How long have you had him?
Johnny Fisher's been in the gym for about a year now, I believe, just over. And I took him to Fuerteventura. I think I tried to get Johnny Fisher a little while ago when I was training Dillian White.
Oh, did you?
I tried to get him in for sparring. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was busy with I saw him online, and I approached his trainer at the time, and he was unavailable. He was doing some studies in university in Exeter. So that was way, you know, a couple of years ago. But then I was Johnny Fisher. Then I took him to Fuerteventura when I trained Billy Joe for the Martin Murray fight. So I took him in there with a couple of other fighters I was training at the time, like Harvey Hongkam, Charlie Duffield come, and actually Charlie Duffield was the main sparring partner for Billy Joe for the Murray fight. he was perfect for Martin Murray. A little bit big, but Billy Joe knew how to box around him, and it worked really, really well. So Johnny Fisher, yeah, so he started coming into the gym then. He's been in about a year. We've done some really, really good stuff together, as it happens, before he got off the ground, before he got his first debut. The time he got his debut, I was in Spain with Billy Joe. So my assistant Stephen Andrews and my father Jimmy Tibbs, they looked after Johnny while I was training Billy Joe. So he had his first 2 fights
without you.
Yeah, without me. Yeah. And so that was really good. Really, you know, we got on. It was nice for him to hang about and wait for me. But I say wait for me, wait for us, because we're all still a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was really, really good. I was getting excited to work with Fisher because I felt his energy. Because I spent some time training him before I went out to Spain, if you know what I mean. I've got really high hopes for Johnny Fisher. He's got speed, power, agility, and he's very cute. You know, he picks up on things really, really well. And so I think he's going to have some fun in the heavyweight division, and I think the public are going to warm to him, his style, and yeah, I think he's going to do well for sure.
In his last fight, the fight that he had in Fight Camp,
yeah,
I saw so much improvement.
That's nice.
In his style.
Yeah.
Patience. I saw patience.
Exactly.
I saw him take his time with his opponent, sort of like he was toying with him a bit.
Yeah.
He didn't need to take him out just yet.
Yeah.
He sort of sat back, toyed with him,
Yeah.
and then did what he needed to do when he needed to do it.
Yeah.
And it was lovely to watch.
Lovely.
I know I don't know how you feel about me saying this, but it was slightly reminiscent of Dillian.
Yeah.
Slightly,
yeah.
and that's what I was saying about your style.
Yeah,
I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, with Johnny, what I did with him when I got back, I encouraged him to change his diet a little bit, not to make him lighter. Just I knew what it would do. Yeah, I knew what it would do for him. It would change his body shape, and I couldn't tell him right now what I'm telling you now because he'd think I'm crazy. I just told him to balance up your diet a little bit. Yeah, little things like that. Just balance it up a little bit, like, so I don't want him to think I'm telling him what to do, because that ain't the sort of person I am. But you know, I plant seeds that make sense and
let him run with it.
Yeah, and that's it exactly. And so he saw himself within 3 weeks that it worked. And actually, I tell you something funny. I told them all my fighters. I said, do yourself. But I was really. This was towards Johnny, really. I went, listen, boys, have some bran flakes in the morning, sort you right out. I said, because you know, fuel and eliminate.
Yeah.
How I look at it is you fuel to get energy, but you eliminate also. You don't want nothing hanging around in your body, because you know you want to keep things moving, fruit and veg and all that. So anyway, but one of the fighters, it might have been Johnny even, said to me, they phoned me up and said something about don't forget your bran flakes. It went, oh, that makes me, you can imagine what that makes me
go to the toilet a bit.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
But little things like that. So little things like that which work in harmony with our training. You know, so everything works together. You know, if you know what I'm saying. Everything's got to work together. Everything's got to be balanced and flowing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you hit a hiccup and that, and then you've got to get around it and you learn from it.
Yeah, but with him, it's like with him I can see developments.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's, you know, when you see a prospect coming through, as we've got a few heavyweight prospects, there's a pace.
Yeah.
And the pace is repetitive.
Right. Yeah.
But I see with Johnny, I see improvements.
Good. Well, this is what I do. When someone like Johnny gives me what he gives me, as in 100%, yeah, then I'm happy to give that back to him. And how I get that back to him, I look at him and I look at him and think, where could he be better at? You know what I mean? So then I put it to him and we work on it. Don't take long, we smooth it out. That's one thing done, tick that box. Then now and again I might have to go, well, hold up, you're slipping on that, but very rarely. So that's how I try and smooth people out, and hopefully you tie up the bits and pieces as you go along, and then you make them the best you can.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's supposed to be fighting soon again, isn't he?
I believe he's fighting, he is fighting on the undercard of Dillian White, funny enough.
Ironically.
On the 30th of October at the O2, so that'd be
Has he got an opponent?
Not
yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you looking to progress his career? Because, like, you know, with the heavyweight, sometimes I feel like there's a little bit of a rush.
Yeah.
They get a bit rushed. Let's get you here because we want to go for that British title at a certain time, you know, within 18 months or 2 years, etc., etc. You know that we've got the Olympians that have come through as well. We've got Fraser Clark that's obviously looking to turn over pro.
Yeah.
They may get jump started because of that Olympic background. What are your plans for Johnny?
Well, my plans with Johnny is I work closely with Sam Jones, his manager, so and Adam Morale. They're his managers, and they're his team. You know, and I'm his trainer. So we communicate when we have to, and Sam communicates with me on certain jobs and opponents, and he leaves the training to me. I've got to say, he leaves the training to me, but he's doing a good job in what he's done so far. Can't fault him, and Adam Morale too. So yeah, so that's what we do. We work together as a team. We trust each other, and as long as Johnny's getting better and delivering, that's all we can do.
Fair enough. We've got also John Hedges, light heavyweight. He's a bit of a dark horse because you don't really see much about him. Tell us a little bit about John Hedges.
Well, with John, I can only assume that, you know, he turned pro at 18-year-old.
Wow.
18-year-old.
Okay.
He didn't turn pro under myself, but, you know, I got him for his second fight. But he really impressed me, John, because I'll tell you for why. I heard a lot about John Hedges when he turned pro. I heard a lot about him before he turned pro. And then on his debut, I think I was somewhere else. I was in some other country training. Yeah. And
you get about a bit, don't you?
I watched on my phone his debut, and I watched on his debut. I watched 1 or 2 rounds because, you know, I watched it on the move and I was busy. And then a couple of days later, everyone was screaming about it. How they weren't very impressed by it. Then when I started to work with him, which was like happened all very quickly because. I think it happened very, very quickly because Johnny Fisher, I was already training, I believe, and then obviously John Hedges in the same camp, same management. Probably, you know, that's probably how it come about. But then I come back from Spain and I got him in the gym, and I used to baby prospects a little bit, a little bit. But for some reason, I never did it with Johnny Fisher because Billy Joe was in the gym at the time with one of his fighters called Louis Edmondson, and he was a confident, and I had a look at Louis when he was 18, and I was at West Ham Boxing Club at the time. I used to run my gym from there, and I said to Louis back then, he reminded me, he said, "Mark, do you remember I had a week with you training?" He did. I put him up for a week somewhere, and he was a really, really lovely kid at the time. He's still a lovely man now, he's a lovely fella now. But at the time, it was just a bit too early for him, and I thought it was. I was training prospects at the time, and I said to him, Louis, I said, I think, you know, give it a couple of more years in the amateurs and come and see me when you see me. And next time he come back, Billy Joe was looking after him, so that's when he brought him into the gym in Raynham. Why I had Edges, and I heard a lot about Louis Edmondson. He's a bit more mature than Edges, obviously, being, I guess he's 25. So I says, right, I'm not going to mess about, Bill. Can your man Edmondson spar tomorrow with?
Straight in there.
Yeah, straight in there. He went, yeah, lovely, no problem. And to be fair, it was all a little bit of fun, but we was men. We was a bit like a doghouse. Billy Joe was on one side, I was on the other side, and it was really. It was
to be a fly on the wall.
It was a proper. Like, it was world-class sparring, believe it, I swear, it was world-class sparring. But me and Billy Joe was in competition with each other, in the nicest possible way.
Yeah, I get it.
We never wanted our boys to get lamps and that, but there was competition there. Yeah. So it was a really great spar, I must admit. No one punched each other up, but no one won any spars. It was what you call very competitive. It was... each gave as good as they got, but they was all cute. No one smashed each other about because they was too cute. Slipping, ducking and diving, working behind the jab, up and down. It was really, really lovely. And to be fair, Saunders went to me after, let's do that again Friday. So I knew I was like, yes. but I went, no problem, thinking, shit, I could do without this. Do you know what I mean? Because he's my new guy, he's young, and he's young, and I normally babied prospects, but nah, I put him again with Louis on Friday, and they both done exactly the same thing. It was competitive. He held his own, my young guy, and no one won the spar, but it was world-class sparring. And hats off to both of them. They ain't sparred since, but so Johnny Edges, he does perform when the better person is in front of him.
Right.
But and now this comes to something else now. So after that, as I went about my business, I went away, and my guys looked after all my prospects in my gym while I was with Billy Joe in America. And when I comes back, I work with John Edges on certain things, just pick him up on certain things like I do with Harvey. Yeah, but obviously they've both got two different styles, but you still can smooth them out, smooth and refine them, smooth and refine them, and make them look second nature. That's what I like to do with them. Make it look like second nature.
Instinctive, almost.
Instinctively.
Yeah.
They've got to look at it instinctively, and sometimes if they ain't got it, they ain't got it. But I know these kids I'm working with will be good and hopefully be great someday. But that's how I work with them. But what I was trying to say with Edges, and so I'll get him I'll do some tactical stuff in pad work, then I'll get a guy in the spar who's, just there so we can do what we've been practicing on. But I found if I put him in with good sparring, really good, hard sparring, that's when he performs, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign. But he's a baby still. So getting back to your question about why is he I think he's going to be developed under the radar a little bit.
Well, that's what it seems like. He is under the radar.
Well done. That's what's going to happen. No, I say that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's happening. I guess, me and Sam, I think, and we work. We're getting to know each other, as in how we work and that. And I guess he talks to his fighters, and his fighters talk back to him. So I guess that's how we know each other's habits. And that's how I'm working with the two Johnnies.
Did you ever think about becoming a manager yourself?
Well, I am a manager actually. I'm a licensed manager, and and I manage a couple of people, but so I'm already a manager. Yeah.
Did you not ever think about taking on that responsibility for them, or is it just the way it's worked out? Is it more convenient for them to obviously be managed by somebody and then trained by you?
Well, I've took fighters to certain promoters before, and I've got a good relationship with these promoters, and we just sit there naturally, say me and Joe Blogg, leave it to the fighter. It all depends what the situation is.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It all depends what the situation is. But, and my passion is training fighters and developing fighters and working with champions. So
you can put your 100% focus into that. I hear that.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you've got a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I've been chasing you around all day. We're going to do this again because I know this is just a quick thing before you get off. But listen, all the best for Harvey.
Thanks, Abby.
I really love what you're doing with your fighters. Like I said, I'm really excited about Johnny Fisher as well.
Yeah.
Let's see what he brings to the heavyweight division. Until the next time, October Red Boxing speaks to the lovely Mark Tibbs. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.